Live from the Cactus Creek at Ibri, he is the king of prime time, Ghana's undisputed entertainment laureate, and still the youngest old man in Ghana. Put your hands together, show some love for the indefatigable KSM.
The KSM Show.
We're back. Man, one more time. There we go. Yeah, Well, you know, we have to keep him for another episode because now the banana is so exciting, okay? So let's continue where we left off the other time, you know. And before then, when you said beefing is a big thing, you know. It has crept into Ghana entertainment too, you know, to the point where I think that when the musician wants to release something, they probably pay somebody to beef with them, maybe. But all of a sudden, there's this big beef, you know.
Well,
what's the worst beef you've had?
Oh, Kevin Hart was a big.
Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
Really?
Kevin was, you know, and the thing about it was beefing about. I mean, I think it got to a point where I just felt like, you know, we weren't really like. Really tight or weren't really that cool. For some reason, I don't know why I felt that way. You know, so something came out where it was a long time ago where he had like a little scandal, you know, and I didn't make fun of his scandal. I made fun of how he acted to it, you know, and I went in. When I roast.
You roast?
I roast 3, 4, 5 times. I'm like 50 Cent. I'm the 50 Cent of comedy. 50 Cent is the pettiest guy alive, okay? 50 Cent, if he has a problem with you, he'll roast you for the day you die. Okay? I'm that type. I'm that petty type of roaster where I go and I keep going.
Yeah.
And you know, he felt like I went too far, and then he went on the radio at the Breakfast Club and trashed me, and then I had to go and revenge myself and trash him, and then it was a beef. You know, and beef sells. Like, people love that because. When I was beefing with him, I probably sold more tickets because people want to know what you're going to say about this guy on stage. You know, so the beef always helps the underdog. The beef always helps the underdog because I'm the underdog. He's a superstar. I'm just a hood star. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, you know, it helped me. It helped, you know, but for how long, I don't know. Can it hurt me as well? Yes, it could hurt me because Kev has like, you know, he has a lot of connections. And a lot of time, these producers, they don't know. They don't know who's who. They don't know who's hot in these streets, who people want to see. So imagine if one of them reached up, hey, Kev, we're trying to do this show, and we think about Michael Blackson. What do you think? What are you going to say if he's beefing with me? Nah, he's not good. He's not this, he's not that. So beefing ain't always that good either, because it could hurt you. Even if and somebody you'll never know. You know, sometimes it come back. Sometimes things will come back. Somebody will say, hey, because of that shit you had with Kev, you know, we can't give you this, you know, because we need Kev for certain things, you know. And then with that, my team was like, you know, not even my team, a mutual friend who was very good friends with Kev and good friends with me, kind of brought us together, like, you know, it's not necessary, you know. And it was quite a beef. It would been cool, you know what I'm saying? And now the latest beef, you know, of course, a real big beef in comedy with Katt Williams. He had an interview and
I saw that interview.
He trashed everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and the Katt beef, I kind of blamed that on myself because it was something I said in an interview, and I didn't mean no harm by it. I thought I was giving this guy a compliment, but it ended up being an insult. And then he hated me since then. You know, I did an interview with the Drink Champs, and it was talking about comedy. I said, I think Katt Williams is the most lovable comedian on earth, regardless of how much crack I think he smoked. That was.
You didn't like that?
Well, you know, I wasn't even thinking as an insult. I wasn't calling him a crackhead. I'm just saying because there were things that happened that you felt like he was doing something. You know, with getting beat up by the kid, and then he was on stage in a certain amount of years where it was a certain time frame of 2 years where he was on stage with no material, doing weird things on stage. They booing him, want to fight him. It was bad. So that's what, you know, because of all that, I'm like, I don't care if y'all think he smoke crack. He's still the most lovable comedian on earth, and he could always bounce back whenever he wants.
So it's positive.
It was positive, but he just looked at it as I call him a crackhead.
Okay. Okay.
You know, so that started the beef. And I didn't even realize, I never thought about that. In fact, even when it came out, because a mutual friend hit me up like, yo, Katt's pissed at you for what? I'm like, what did I do? Oh, you call him a crackhead. I'm like, why would I call him a crackhead? Then I went and looked, I'm like, oh my God, he took that as a crackhead. In fact, even when it came out and all the blogs picked up, when the blogs realized that we're beefing, Noriega, who's the host of Drink Champs, he hit me up like, what did you say on the interview? Because even he didn't catch on. Because it wasn't from a malice place.
Yeah.
It was more of a compliment.
Have you been able to resolve it with him?
I thought we did, right? So next thing you know, we on set of Wildin' Out, MTV Wildin' Out with Nick Cannon. We on set of the show, and I know we are beefing. He knows we are beefing, but people at that time, people don't know. Nick Cannon don't know. The audience don't know. I'm making my jokes is like basic about his height, his hair. You know, I'm keeping it simple, comedy. His joke was more insulting to me. His joke was more on my career. You never done nothing. You never started nothing. You never did. And it wasn't. People wasn't laughing at it. He was more trying to throw jabs. And me, I was more like, damn, you know, don't let people know what we're doing, because I don't want to call you a crackhead on TV, you know. But I was just trying to keep it simple. And his like, you know. And then when you watch the show, I was more like, and I felt guilty about calling him a crackhead. So I kind of like laid back on my material on him. I kept it simple on him instead of going hard. I could go hard, you know what I'm saying? And I just kept it out of respect and love that I always had for him. I kept it like cool, but this guy was still like punching and correct. I'm like, you know what, whatever. Have your moment. You know what I'm saying? Win this battle. And then, so when that happened, I knew the show was about to come out. So I'm like, okay, let me explain this online before the show comes out. So I went and explained it, and when I did that, then the blogs did all the research on the interview, found the clip that I said and all of that, and then put it out there, you know. And then, and I think I said something really positive after that and posted it, and then Katt screenshot it and put on his page. And when he did that, I thought, okay, beef is over.
It's over.
I thought it was cool till his interview. And then he went in on me on his interview.
Again.
You know, he said on the interview, but I mean, the interview, it was like his Netflix special. You know, it was great. It broke all kind of records. You know, we all enjoyed it. It was great. It was comedy, lots of comedy, and a lot of degrading stuff he said about other people. You know, because I didn't even watch the interview. I know one of my buddies called me like, yo, what Katt said about you? You know, I'm like, what? You know, then I'm like, I didn't even go watching what he said about me. I just went online, started roasting his ass right away. And then I went and watched it, and then what he said was, comedians don't. So when he took turns with everybody, you know. And some of the stuff he said was like, when you at the end of the week, comedians, you're gonna say something about somebody, like I said, make that person laugh. You know, be comedy. We're not rappers, you know what I'm saying? He says Cedric stole some joke, and I know joke stealing is probably the worst thing you could do to another comedian. We take that personal, right? But this is something that happened 25 years ago. You know, everybody's moved on from life. Cedric Antenna has a fan base, he has a TV show. Now you go on and call this guy a joke thief to all his fans. And you are such a lovable person, and you also said a lot of things about the industry and the Illuminati and, you know, gatekeepers and things you have to do to get to the next level. He's saying things that are real that we all know, and it's because he said a couple of things that are real, it make it feel like everything he's saying is real.
Yeah.
You know, that's why a real liar would tell some truth. And then once you take that truth, then you're like, oh, he said that's truth. Everything else is truth. You know, so now you said Cedric's a joke thief. Like, how we supposed to react to him? Is that going to help him sell tickets that you call him a joke thief? That's a terrible insult. You are like, this is like almost career type of insults. You know what I mean? So I think that was wrong for that. You know, with me, he said comedians don't get booed enough. That's how he end up with a Michael Blackson, because he been booed so many times. And you mad because I don't know how to get booed? I go on stage every day and I work hard. I tell my jokes and I do my research. And every city I go to, and never have a bad show.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So what? You mad that I don't get booed? You know? So he said so because I don't get booed, anybody could be a comedian. Get out of your mind. Comedy is the hardest thing anybody can do.
It is.
And then he also thought about something I did that is so untouchable, which is building a school. Because when I was building a school, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just trying to help my village out. You know, when it was built and the blogs picked it up and they went across the whole world and I become this instant hero. I'm like, okay, well, that's all good.
He spoke about the school?
He said, Michael called himself the African king of comedy. If you are, he said he told me to go build the school. Because it's so good, what I did, he had to attach himself to it. You know, he was all about making himself look good. Because I did this thing that, how many black people have done this? LeBron James, Oprah. Not many people has done this. And this is something you can't do this in America that easily. You know what I mean? So for me to come out and do that out of my pocket with no help, no nonprofit, it's all out of my choke money.
Yeah.
He had to attach himself to it. He said, oh yeah, he said, you know, I told Mike, you could have said African King of Comedy, go to Africa and build a school. First of all, who randomly tell their friends to go build a school? Like, we sitting there, I'm gonna tell you, man, kiss my ass. You know what kind of responsibility that is? It's my kids, and then teachers, and security, and food, and keeping the kids safe. Yeah. Anybody tell me to go build a school, I'm gonna slap the shit out of them. Yeah. Because that's like the very big responsibility.
And I'm glad you've mentioned that, because that's one of the reasons I wanted to extend the show to this week.
Okay.
You built a school. What prompted you to build a school? You've been coming to Ghana long enough.
Yeah, I've been
you decided
coming.
to need a school. What happened?
Well, you know, when I came back the first time after I've been gone for many years, the first time I came back was 2001. I remember coming in January. In fact, John Ford just got elected president. I remember watching on TV, right? And I remember, like, at that time, my mother, when she come to Ghana, she would stay in Ashama where my grandfather had a place. And I remember that's where I was. I was in Ashama in his little shack house, whatever it was. And I remember I would walk out during the daytime, just walking around, you know, getting so much memories of as a child. And then I see a lot of kids walking around during school hours. I'm like, why these kids not in school? I never understood why. You know, because in America, if kids are not in school, parents get in trouble because school is free. You know, I'm like, why these kids not in school? And then I found out different reasons. They can't afford it. I mean, isn't government schools fills up fast, there's no room. Uniforms too expensive. They can't afford nothing. The kids are poor. I'm like, damn, you know. I said, and then that was 2001. I said, you know, one day hopefully I'll be able to do something about this. So in fact, when I was here that time, I remember grabbing 3 kids that I saw. 2, and then one was actually in a house or near the house where I was staying. And I found out that school was only like, at that time, it was like $80 a year. And I remember paying for like 3 kids to go to school for like 3 years. You know, and I'm like, you know, $80. I'm like, that's 2 drinks at the bar.
Yeah.
You know, you put a whole kid in school. And I was like, you know, if the kids are doing bad here, imagine what it's like in the village. It gotta be worse. You know, so, and then I fast forward to like 2018, 19, I'm like, you know, I saved up some money. Let me go give back to where my whole life started. This is where my life started at.
So you went over to?
I needed a land, and my mother had well, her grandmother house was. It was a big enough land to build a school. You know, being an evangelist's son, you know, we built a church, and there's a big house there in case guests come to visit. Built the whole mission, house, school, and church right there. And then, you know, it happened like I started doing this like 2019. COVID happened, set things back a little bit. You know, we in Ghana, so you're gonna get some fraudulent contractors. They're gonna keep taking money from you, and nothing's being built, and they're lying and this. I had to fire them at one point and get me somebody from Accra that I trusted to go
build,
and give me a new estimate and finish up the work. And you know, school was built, and you know, and people think you just build a school that's just the beginning. There's a lot that go to it. You know, and because it's a free school, you know, you want to make sure you get the kids that really need it. You know, because at the end of the day, it being in a village, I mean, because it's in a village, so I'm assuming everybody in the village is unfortunate. You know, I'm assuming they all can afford it, you know what I'm saying? But but you still got to pick. amongst, if this person is poor, pick the poorer one that wants to learn, you know. And so I had to hire someone to, you know, put all that together, interview the kids, interview their parents, make sure it's the right kid.
You didn't introduce yourself?
No, I didn't get involved.
Somebody, okay.
I hired somebody. He did a great job. You know, he was a consultant that he hired the teachers and hired the cooks and hired everything. I did a 6-month contract with him to start everything up. And then, you know, and then eventually I end up, you know, getting a headmaster. In fact, what I recently did was put the chief of the village. He's a young guy. He's an educationist. You know, that was his thing. You know, so the best thing I could have done was I made him like in charge.
Okay.
So anything they report to him. You know, so he's in charge. And since then, everything been really smooth. We had a 1-year anniversary. Kids, you know, one important thing that I remember was, and it's so funny, when 2001, when I came back for the first time, John Kufuor was being president. And fast forward to like 2021 or 2020, I'm sitting at John Kufuor's house. You know, and he advised me on how to do the school. He said, you know, because my plan was to open up a school, kindergarten, you know, to like 9th grade, which is GS3, whatever, GS3. What's 9th grade?
9th grade is
GS3, right? Yeah, to the GS3. That was my goal because I know the current president made senior high free. He made senior high free. So I said, okay, I don't need to touch that. I'll do kindergarten to GS3. But he said, Kufuor told me, don't open up a school and fill up right away. It's going to be a lot of pressure, it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of expense, especially it's coming out of your pocket. He said, let the kids grow there, start them young. So I started from kindergarten to class 3.
Okay.
And then every year go up, and then new kids come in. So I would only be seeing new kindergarten every year, and then the kids, so that you watch the kids grow. I'm like, damn, that's so brilliant. So that, you know, we just had very brilliant. So it makes you familiar with the kids, you know, as they grow. So this is 1-year anniversary now. The class 3 just went to class 4 now, and then I brought in new kindergarten kids.
Wow! How do you feel when you look back and see the school you built? And
it's amazing, man. I sit back, you know, and unlike America, where you come from nothing and become something, is, you know, it's not like that here. Here, when you're poor, you have nothing, they look down on you. We know that. That's the truth. Nobody comes from nothing to something here. There's always a connection. You know, the president's kids become big things. You know, if you're big, it's all about what your parents are, who you are. When you're poor, you look down on nothing, you know. And we had nothing growing up as a kid. The only thing my mother had was the Bible and Word of God, you know, and I remember being a kid and how I loved school when I did go. We look forward to it, you know. So I cannot imagine a kid being deprived of education, you know, and going from nothing, going to America and becoming something, you know. One time I sat back and I just thought about everything, you know, and I said, I got to give back. You know, growing up in a church, don't get it wrong, you know, growing up in a church home with my mother, where I was taught to, like, you know, give 10% to God, 10% to God, you know. And now that I'm grown, I don't, you know, I don't go to too much church. You know, I have a personal relationship with God. You know, most church became like a business to me. You know, so that kind of turned me off a little bit. Not all of them, some of them.
Some of them,
they know who they are.
Yep.
The business ones knows who they are. So, you know, so I said, okay, you know, let me go build this and give that let me give that I'm gonna use that, my tithes, to something good.
Fantastic.
You know what I mean?
Fantastic.
So,
yeah, give it up.
It feels good, man. I sit back and I just, you know, and when I go visit the kids, and every time I come, I go visit them, and the way they look at me, it's like, you know, it's the way
they know you build a school.
Of course,
yeah.
They know.
Okay.
So they know my name, and I mean, my name is always at the school. And when I come, they know who I am, and they look at me like how you look at a hero. You know, and it's a whole different feeling. It's a feeling that you can't describe.
I'm the man.
Yeah, it's a combination of the man and, like, God. I mean, you know, I'm like, oh my God, don't look at me like that. I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but It's a great feeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling. So we'll pause for the course. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up. And I want to find out his views since he's been in Ghana. And he is a comedian. What does he think about GH comedy plus many other things? Stick around. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
Okay, folks, by the kind courtesy of US Aid for Africa and Cactus Creek, we are offering a free hospitality skills training. Free. This is great news for the youth out there. If you are interested in the free hospitality skills training, well, Cactus Creek is organizing a whole week from April 29th to the 3rd of May on hospitality skills training. Let me give you some of the courses you'll be learning. 1. Customer service. 2. Front office and waiting. 3. Spa services. 4. Housekeeping services. And 5. Food packaging. Interested ones, please call this number right now. 027 004 7008. Folks, for information, this is free hospitality skills training. So for all of you who ever wanted to be in hospitality, this is your chance. It is free and the venue is Cactus Creek.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
Hi, my name is Angela Metal, a massage therapist at Cactus Creek. My job is simply to pamper you with the 3 R's, to relax you, to revitalize you, and to rejuvenate you. Come and let me pamper you.
055 039 5007.
Most of you are loving my jacket. Mr. Sao, I am if a rough. The jacket is provided by Asepa Essentials. So if you want some, this is the number to call.
0247 661983.
So call Asepa and get yourself a pretty decent jacket.
The KSM Show.
We're back, and we're hanging out with man Michael Blackson. Michael, in the dying minutes, I know I wanted to talk to you about comedy, but before we get there, let me find a little bit more about family. You married, kids, dating? What's the story with family?
I have kids. I was married before. You know, I have twin boys, and then my oldest son, he's older, but the twins are 17.
27. Okay.
They're 17 years old. The
Okay.
Twins.
Okay.
You know, very intelligent kids, so smart. They're gonna hopefully be making it here this summer for the first time.
Oh, really?
And it has nothing to do with me. It's more their, you know, their mother that, you know, give me a headache on bringing them.
She African American or Ghanaian?
No, she's actually Greek.
She's Greek.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So it you know, it was a tough battle. You know, America is so. And that's why I said to myself, the experience I had with like a broken family, meaning like, you know, when you have to get the courts involved into who sees the kid, when you see the kid, how much you give every month and all of that stuff, is the worst experience. And it goes on for 18 years. So now I have like another less than a year to deal with it. And I'll be having a big celebration when I don't have to deal. You know, it was rough, but you know, the most important thing when it comes to kids, you know, is like, because as parents, you want your kids, you want to be proud. And my boys are so intelligent. In fact, I'm leaving early because they have an event and they also have an honors, they're getting an honors report.
Oh, great.
You know,
You want to be
honors.
there?
I'll be there for that, yeah. So yeah, and then, you know, I've been divorced. I was married to my oldest son, his mother. I wasn't married to the twins' mother. I was married to my oldest son's mother. And then now I'm engaged. I have a fiance, you know, but you know, she gives me like, she's a great woman that gives me freedom, you know, to like kind of like she allowed me to be a king that I am.
And she's Greek?
No. Radha is actually Cambodian.
Oh, she's Cambodian.
Yeah, you know, I'm testing every race.
Okay. So that's it with family.
That's it. Yeah, that's it for now. You know, I mean, you know, you know, at this age now, it's like it's by enjoying your life. Whoever makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I forgot to ask, you're going to be made a chief in Ghana.
Yeah, it's coming.
Ah.
October 22nd, I'll be being crowned a chief. I'm excited about it. You know. It's a tradition that I've always respected, and I always look up to the chiefs and the kings and all those people, you know. And to be even is an honor to even be considered, you know. And you know, and I guess that's from your good works, you know what I mean? They approached me and said, hey, Mike, you know, you came to this village, you built a school, you know, you deserve some kind of honor, you know, want to make you a chief. Are you okay with that? I said, yes, of course, I'd love to be a chief. You know, so I mean, life can't get any better than this. You know.
So are they coaching you how to wear the cloth and
we didn't
orientation, or it hasn't started
I
yet?
haven't started yet. You know, we'll probably do that on my August trip.
Okay.
You know, and they're gonna coach me how to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Gonna be a big deal. Then they outdoor you, carry you shoulder high.
Yeah. I actually went. They had me witness one.
Oh, okay.
I witnessed one last year.
Okay.
And it was beautiful. I'm like, I can't wait to be on top of it and carry it around. And then hopefully I get the 4 wives that come with it too.
You get a 4 wives. We'll be there, right? Yeah. Oh, great. Well, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
For the school, for the offer of being a chief.
Yeah.
It's all very, very honorable.
Very.
And you've earned it.
Thank you.
You've earned it because you've been away, but you've given back in a very, very, very profound way.
And I'm hoping to also open their eyes, man. I'm like, you know, when God bless you, man, you got to give back. Because, you know, he give it and he take it. Like, give back. You know, I'm hoping every one of my African artists or athletes, all those guys out there that's making some money, man, don't forget where you came from. That smallest thing would mean so much to your village, where you came from. Just go and do something. If we all did it, every soccer player all throughout Europe, all throughout America, the NFL players, all the big artists, Afrobeat artists, if every one of them guys all went back and built a free school where they're from, come on, you know what that would do to our community? You know, get the little, first of all, help the little kids that can't afford to go to school. So many kids out there that can't afford to go to school. You know, education is the key to everything, man. And they
Show
don't
some love, man. That is so true.
And God will double whatever you'll give, he'll triple your money back. Trust me. I know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, since I built that school, I mean, I have no worries. I don't worry about nothing. Whatever I want, God gives it to me. You know, so give back.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Any plans for something else beyond the school?
Well, you know, I want to, you know, Liberia means a lot to me, so I would definitely do one in Liberia soon once, you know, but I won't take on the responsibility. You know, I'll build it,
Yeah.
and then I'm hoping the county or the government could like pay for it. And, you know, I don't want to put too much on myself. Ghana, like Ghana, this school is my baby. You know what I'm saying? Like I took on that responsibility. Like I'll make sure teachers are paid, security's paid, lunch is paid, electricity and water, everything's paid.
So all the money for the school you generated from your own
my
income,
earnings,
all
yeah.
the
My
shows
own
you've been
earnings.
doing?
So and this is one thing I didn't want to talk about because I didn't want to, you know, talk bad about Ghana at all. But you know, when I built the school, I try to have a lifetime plan for the school. You know, because sometimes you have great ideas. You know what I mean? And what happened? Let's say 5 years from now, I don't want to tell jokes anymore. You know, I'm tired. Then what happened to the school? You know, so I'm like, okay, what would I do? How can I make sure this thing lasts forever, right? So what I did, I say, you know, the difference between most African countries, at least Ghana and America, is Ghana, the bank would give you a higher interest rate for your money. So I said, okay, the school costs me this amount of money every month. How much money would I need to get in the bank? Because, you know, the Ghana bonds, we give you like a very high percentage. So I said, okay, if I'm getting earned this amount of percentage every month, that would pay for the school. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to invest money in my country and use that interest and pay for the school forever.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember when I was like sending the money little by little, my bankers in America like, Mike, it's a third world country. You sure you want to send your money? I'm like, don't talk crap about my country. You know, because I know for a fact the only way a bond could go bad, it has to be a civil war. Ghana ain't having no civil war. We're too peaceful. We're too loving. We're not going to hurt each other. Nothing will happen. And I said, there's no way my money could go wrong. And guess what? I was wrong.
Wow.
I did a Euro bonds and now nothing. It stopped.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I had to go back to the drawing board. Like, what am I going to do now about that? You know, and I have to change plans. I have to work more than I wanted to work. You know, and then and I was advised to do like nonprofit. I said, Mike, go do nonprofit. You know, that's why just to have a backbone, have something. You know, don't do it all yourself. You know, so one of my assistants in Ghana, you know, at that time, she's like, let me set up some meetings with some, you know, companies because everybody's entitled to giving some kind of social responsibilities. A lot of companies have. And I met with a bunch of companies and nobody wants to help.
Nobody.
Nobody. There was one guy at the bank told me, he said, why don't you just make some of the kids pay for it, pay for school? I'm like, you defeat my whole purpose. My purpose was free education. You know, so I was like, forget it, don't worry about it. I'm gonna figure it out. You know, so I opened up a nonprofit just to have backup, just in case, you know, even if people that are going to contribute 50% of what I spent every month. So I'm doing my first event in the United States in a couple of weeks, you know, and it'll be something I'll do once a year to raise money to like, you know, if I raise half the money that will pay for the school for the year, that'll be good. I only have to come up with half.
How do you feel knowing that in order to raise the money, you have to do it outside of Ghana, you have to do it in the States?
You know what? I mean, we've been known to be selfish, you know, and it's a shame, you know, and that's why sometimes we go through the struggles that we go through, because we don't know how to give, you know. And I'm hoping like things like this will open the eyes of the successful people here, a lot of rich people here, you know, and they all just care about themselves. I'm like, what are you doing for your people? What are you doing? You know, I mean, these guys have a break here. They don't have, in America, you make $1 million a year, you're going to be giving freaking 200,000 of that to the IRS. Here, we don't, you guys not paying taxes. Ain't no big boys giving no government no taxes. You saving a lot of money, you know, so find something. I hope, open your eyes, give back, find a way to give back, you know, one way or another. So I mean, it is what it is. But I'm hoping, you know, I could open the eyes and hopefully change people's hearts and make everybody a better people. That's all.
Put your hands together for that, man. True. Okay, moving slightly away from that, you have done comedy to the biggest level. I mean, you're a comedian in the U.S. You know, it doesn't get any bigger. You're back home. Do you interact with the Ghanaian comedy scene?
You know what? The only time I got a chance to meet some of them, Dave Chappelle had this event at the college when he was here, and I went to go watch his lecture, and that's when I knew that we had a whole bunch of comedians. It's a lot of them, and because they were all like asking questions and stuff like that, and I was really happy because, you know, I look at it as like this is a door that I opened. You know, I opened the door like, you know, we could be comedians. You know, across the, you know, especially from here, like we are naturally talented, and unlike here, unlike you know, like America, where we have a bunch of comedy clubs where we just pop in and, you know, I think we need a comedy place here, where comedians meet. Nigga, that's how we network back in the States. We go to the comedy club on Monday nights in LA. We go to the comedy club called the Improv, where every comedian that's in town stops there, and we all hang out and we network and we find out what's going on and what's going, you know, this and that. And I think that's what we need here. We need a comedy home here in Accra. So, and you know, we need a comedy club that got to be built like a comedy club. You know, comedy is intimate. We need a nice intimate room, like 150, 200 seater. You know, that's like you're right there with the audience. And you know, I mean, I think that's something like I've really been thinking about. You know, hopefully I could collab with some guys here and let's make a comedy club where we go hang out every week. You know, and then of course weekends of shows and stuff like that. You know, and I think that's what we need because I had no idea we had like it was like 20 of them.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think we had.
Called the GH comedians. A good bunch of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of them. Some guys.
Actually, I'm hearing, and I haven't. I'm sorry I haven't done this, but they have now some few comedy sports. There's one in Tesano. You know, there's one in Tesano, there are a few in Osu. You know, some sports that they hang out, you know.
Real?
So it's begun.
Okay.
You know,
That's
so.
good. Well, yeah, I need to find out about it. I would love to stop in and love to hit the stage and network with those guys. You know?
Yeah.
So if there's a spot, man, let me know. Next time I come in town in June.
Yeah, next time you come.
I'll pull up.
Let me know. I'll
Set it
show
up.
you where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, folks, we've been hanging out with Michael Blackson, and it's been amazing. Tell you, this kid here, when you go back, let me do a Zoom interview with you, Kevin Hart, all those big cats.
I'm not sure you get Kev. All the guys I can
Who'll you
get
get?
We'll get you like, you know, DC Young Fly, he's hot. He'll probably get you Epps.
Oh, Epps,
Right,
I love Epps. I love Epps, by the way.
Arsenio Hall, maybe, as a legend.
You know, when I was in the U.S., they said
Katt Williams.
they said I look like him.
Yeah,
You said that
I
too.
told you that.
Last,
Yeah, like Arsenio Hall.
Tell him
Man,
he has
you
a
know,
brother
everybody
here.
has a twin, man. Everybody has a twin in Ghana. This is where our face originated from.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this is like,
Have you met your twin?
I've met a few of them.
A few of them.
Yes, it's
Okay.
like everywhere I go, I see a Michael Blackson. Everybody has a twin, man. I'm telling you right now. You bring all these guys on camera, I'll tell you who they look like. Everybody on camera. Let me see. Let me think of this guy.
This guy
come
right here.
now. Come here. Come here. Get this little. Come on, right here. Come right here. Come in right here. Turn around. There's a combination of Katt Williams and Kevin Hart together. Okay? Like, come on. Everybody has a twin. Ladies and gentlemen, Idi Amin, right here. Get out of here. All right. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Wisdom. Come on, Wisdom. You finesse. I'm thinking about your name. Come on. Hurry up. We ain't got time. Everybody has a twin.
Everybody has a twin, eh?
Ladies and gentlemen, Usher is here. Get out of here. Terminator, come over here. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Terminator. Okay.
Right here?
Turn around. Terry Crews and Wesley Snipes had a baby. That's him right here. Get out of here. Get this guy over here right now. Come on. Come on. Let's go.
Richard, let's see who your twin is.
Ah, goodness. DJ Khaled if he worked out. Everybody Everybody has a twin. Ladies and gentlemen, Arsenio Hall is right here.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'll call you, man. Tell me I'm going to Arsenio's office. Call me when you get there, or he's coming to your office. Let's hook up by Zoom, man.
Okay,
That'll
I
be
got
fun.
you.
Tell him
Next
his brother wants to
time
talk
we'll
to him.
Arsenio Hall, next time I see him, I'm a FaceTime. I'm
Yeah.
gonna FaceTime you on WhatsApp so you can see your twin brother.
Yeah, yeah. Coming up soon on this show, man. I see your whole life on this show. Anyway, Michael, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure,
we
man.
met several years ago when you first came to Ghana. 20 years
20
plus
years
ago,
20 plus,
you know.
yeah.
And little I know that we're going to hang out today.
That's great.
And
man.
I'm so thrilled to have you here.
It's a pleasure.
And thank you for showing up.
Thank
You know, when we met and said, oh, I'll be there, I'm like, well, that's what they all say.
And you
Let's
was
see.
on time too.
And on time.
We said 3 p.m. American time, not Ghana time.
And you're here actually 5 of 3.
Yes, right.
Real American time.
Yeah.
Folks, so we have come to the end of another show, man. Until we come to you again next week, Michael Blackson is going to sign for me in the words that I always use. Michael?
What's up, you mother suckers? This is your African king of comedy, Michael Blackson, and we are out of here.
The KSM Show.